Hi guys, in today's video we will be learning about the various types of the support vector machine algorithm. There are three main: linear, polynomial and radial support vector machines. Here's Utsav Agarwal to explain to you what the three are.
So we have then types of SVM. Okay, once we have three types: linear, polynomial and radial. So I will come to it. Okay, yeah, linear, polynomial and radial. So what is linear? We have what we have so far studied is all linear, where we have the, just like I showed you. I'll open that image again. Okay, so what is this? Is a linear SVM, where what we are trying to do is we are trying to draw a linear boundary. What is linear boundary? Which doesn't have a curve, or y is equals to mx plus c. All right, this line will get learned. Basically what is going to learn is it's x, it's m, which is the slope, and c, which is the intercept. All right, then we have next thing is the non-linear. But before non-linear we have the polynomial. So how polynomial works is, when here we only have x. So just like we have studied right now in three-dimensional, what was happening is we have two features. Similarly, anything more than one feature, which is only more than x, we can have x and y, x, y and z. It will all be the type of SVM, which is the polynomial SVM. All right, and then what will be the learning in the polynomial SVM? It will be the y is equals to mx1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3. So all here x1, x2 and x3 are the three features, and m1, m2 and m3 is different slopes if you are doing it on n-dimensional hyperplane. Okay, so okay, now just imagine that you have a scenario where you have classes like this. Now it is very difficult to differentiate or to linearly separate these two scenarios, right? You cannot draw a line like this and you will get two different classes, right? Or in a similar fashion, you cannot, there is no such line in this dimension or in on this plane or on this screen that I can draw that can linearly separate these two classes, which is red dots and stars. So what can we do now? Any guesses? Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to visualize this 2D plane on a three-dimensional axis from a third viewpoint. Yeah, here we cannot do anything. But if I let's say if I just imagine it in a three-dimensional hyperplane, and here if you draw a line from the center to the top, not here, not here, but 90-degree from these two lines, it will be the line. Just like in your room you will see that uh, the line or the wall going to from floor to the roof, that is this line. And when you try to, because guys you have to try to imagine this point of thing, because in 2D plane or in 2D screen I cannot visualize this thing. All right, but at that scale what will happen is we will have z square is equals to x square plus y square. Just like, it's a simple mathematical formula. Okay, but here if you see, we consider z as a independent axis, right? just like x and y are independent, are two axes. Here z is again again another axis. But if you see, we will use this formula to get z, and internally z has become a non-linear variable. So what will happen is at that point of time, it will become like this data set. What I was trying to say in this is that, on if you imagine this SVM in a, if you imagine this two-dimensional plane in from a 3D scale, you will realize that this can be visualized in a 2D point of view, in linear separable point of view. So that's why we did z square is equals to x square plus y square, and z is an independent axis to x and y, just like x and y are two axes. But internally you can, z is an non-linear variable, so that's why it is plotting a circle. So what is the equation of circle, if anyone knows? What is the equation of a circle? Correct. X square plus y square is equals to r square. So here just imagine that your r has become z. So yeah, okay. So I will move ahead with the hands-on session, which is where the real work lies. So this all things, I think I have already described it to you. That is, let's say we have two classes. Here I have taken rectangular blocks and circles, and then we have different kinds of hyperplane drawn. And then based on those hyperplanes, we have optimized to a point that we are able to get an optimal hyperplane which has the maximum margin from both left and right. All right. Now we try to imagine this whole thing in two-dimensional and multi-dimensional. In two-dimensional, we only have to draw one single line which can separate these two classes. But in multi-dimensional, there will be a hyperplane of, and this is kind of a three-dimensional visualization where you will have a, just like here you had a line, here you have something like a slab. Okay, because and we cannot visualize in four-dimensional or five-dimensional, so we are not going towards that. But it's all mathematical, so that values can be derived. Now, what is this data all about? So first, I will import the libraries pandas, numpy. As you know, pandas and numpy are libraries used for data handling and manipulation, and matplotlib is used for data visualization, and seaborn is also used for visualization. So what is there is in sklearn datasets. Any one of you, if you want to try, you can import this load breast cancer dataset, and basically it's a breast cancer dataset from sklearn. So everybody will have, if you have sklearn installed in your system, you will have this dataset, and this is how you can load this dataset. And I have loaded this dataset into cancer, which is what variable I have, and there I am creating a data frame from it, which you can see here. But what is there in this data set is, you'll have different features here. So if I show you the shape of the data set, you will see that we will have 30 features here. One feature is our target label, where you will have 569 different records, and what each record will hold is target as 0 or 1. Basically you will have to classify that if a cancer is benign or a malignant. All right. So there are two types of cancerous cells. If you guys know a little bit about this cancer, malign and malignant, malignant and benign, where one malignant is an type of cancer cell which is dangerous. All right. And if a cancer cell is benign, it is not as dangerous, and in initial phase that can be cured easily. Okay, we have a question. What is the difference between SVM and linear regression? As in both we are finding optimal lines. So the optimization is the real reason where this linear regression and SVM differs. In SVM, I will come to that point. As in SVM, we have a value like gamma. Okay, and in linear regression, you use best fit based on the loss function. What line can best fit on the loss function, right? You use gradient descent to optimize on the loss function, right? Here we use gamma, where gamma is the parameter that we will define how, like, which points to give more weightage, which points to take consider for drawing the optimal margin. So if I come back on this sketchbook, you will see, if here, if my gamma is 1, it will only consider the closest one point for the distance. Okay, and if my gamma is 0 or very close to 0, it will take all the points for consideration to calculate the distance. The whole point here is the distance. In in linear regression, you don't have a concept like this. Here you have a concept of gamma, which where gamma can take control which points you want to consider to draw the line. So if gamma is very close to 1, it will be like we will take very few points, which is close to the separable line, to maximize your distance. When gamma is 0, you will take all the points that you want to include in your distance. The whole purpose here is to